is that there is a certain shop floor level resistance to having some of these data acquisition architectures put in place because it has implications for them. In both of your experiences in the US, which is decades of experience, do you see a similar problem there, in the sense that even if the top leadership wants that change or wants that transparency on the shop floor with the data acquisition, there is somehow some level of resistance from the people actually on the shop floor?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
let me take a shot at that first, here, and then Nick can certainly add to it. So I think this notion of accelerating digital transformation and using more advanced tools and more advanced automation and just, enhancing what's on a factory floor. The US has always been an environment where there's a lot of resistance to change in those environments. So you have a labor force is very cultured on doing a certain thing. And even if some of the top people want to do it, it has to find its way down, and it has to infiltrate the masses of the people that are going to make it work, right? And I think you find this sort of silent resistance sometimes, and this willingness to not change. And I think when you have that, you have to find the inertia points to get it to the zone where people believe it, they see the use case, they can monetize it, they're making money at it, and it's not something that's a science experiment, and they don't know what the end result of that is. So I think it's very symptomatic of what we see in the United States, probably what holds digital transformation back in an aggressive way. Now, the good thing about this is you have millennials coming in to the workforce. Boomers are retiring in record numbers, and they're the gatekeepers of a lot of this, legacy technology. But there are also some great things that boomers bring. I don't want to make it sound all bad, because there's accumulated knowledge and know-how. But the millennials come in and they have a tech savvy environment in a view where they just may not do it the same way, and they don't typically want to, because they've grown up with an iPhone, they've grown up connected to the internet, they've grown up gaming, they've grown up using things that completely are predicated on data and analytics and IoT and graphics and simulation and all this stuff. So I think you see this shift in the workforce, and the workforce is probably the biggest topic in accelerating adoption.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Raj. And I'd add to that, the factory floor people, they're concerned about their job, and when they start hearing about technology topics they don't understand, and no one really explains to them the why, which should be one of the first things that someone should start to do if they're going on any type of journey, is why are we doing this? How does it impact the day-to-day workforce? And why is this a good thing, right? Like, they immediately feel, oh, my job's at risk. Am I going to get automated out of my position? And we don't have the people. In a lot of countries don't have the people. So what you're trying to do is explain to them, we want to repurpose you into a different role, a more high valuable role, instead of doing a monotonous task. That's why we're automating, or that's why we're taking data. And that's really the goal behind it. And I think if that's done better, more people will be less resistant to change, and they'll understand and buy in earlier.
Yeah, and I'll just
thank you so much.
And Mahir, just the last point I would make on that, with this $10 trillion of potential investment coming in the United States, and a lot of these things are already inked. So, when the administration announces that this early in the administration, and you're seeing a lot of tariff deals being cut and trade deals being cut, and that comes with U.S. investment to manufacture in the country, to be tariff free. And I believe we're going to do this in a very sophisticated way. We'll build sophisticated plants and manufacturing facilities that will capitalize on the latest in technology. But the question is, it's going to be a labor challenge to find all the right people to occupy these places and do things. So when you think about AXD, you think about the accumulated know-how we have, right, all over the world, and the expertise we bring. I mean, it's going to be very, very valuable, and so much can be done in simulation and in a digital way that you don't always have to have everybody here to do it. So it gives us a great advantage in using the worldwide network.